Hey, welcome back to edtech. Today I'll be teaching you the JavaScript conditional method switch. Last time we had learned how to do else if in the last tutorial. This is going to be switch. It is a conditional statement, but it is done in a slightly different way. So let's see how it is done. Let's consider an example. Var score equals, let's say it's a C. Haha. Don't do A's all the time. Okay, it has to be a capital C. Okay. So you got C. Very bad. Okay, just kidding. So let's consider switch, how it is done. Switch score. The argument is score. So based on the argument score, we consider different conditional statements. Okay, the first one after the curly brackets, the first condition you're considering for case A, that is, there are different grades, right? A, B, C, D. So I'm considering for grade A, the given one is of course C, spelling mistake. Okay, so case A, this is how it's seen. So first condition, and then you show it like a case, and then the colon, and then you write the action to be executed, the task to be executed. So I say alert. You can do document.write, it's there in my source code, but here I'm doing alert so that it's done faster. So alert topper. Let's say I want to print out. Let's say I want to print out topper, top of the list, right? Because case A means top grade. So I just want to print out topper, right? And then after this, we need to give a break. So why do you need to give, this is a syntax that is done. Now, why do you need to give a break? Because you considered a condition first, and then the task to be executed. And then after that, you need to come out of that. Because if that condition is not true, it's failing, then you need to come out of that condition. So you need to give it a break. And then you do the next one, next case. Next argument, case or next argument or condition, which is case B. Then don't forget the colon. So then I need to print out what? This is action to be executed. Maybe just good. Yeah. Okay. Again, I need to give a break here. This is the syntax for it. Okay. Again, next. So this is advantage. You can just do it all one after the other in these horizontal lines as compared to if else. You don't need to keep on putting the curly brackets all the time. Then case C. Yeah. What do you want to do? Alert. Maybe just average. Yeah, whatever you print out, request to print out will be printed out, remember that. Break. Okay, again case D. Alert. What do you want to alert? Case D, just passed. Yeah, and then break. Just stay along with me, just one more condition. Okay, last one, I say case F. Alert failed. Case F, alert failed. And then again break. So now we have case F, alert fail, and then a break. Say, let's say this is the last condition I want to give, conditional statement, condition in this. So the last after this should be default. This is the way it is done in Switch. Give a default statement. That means if all of these conditions, one after the other, we tried out, if all of this doesn't work, then is not true or doesn't work, then alert. No score to read, right? And then just finish it off here. This is a finishing line, like how we saw in else if else. Okay, save, check the result, average. See, because what did we consider here? The variable was score is C, and C, what is the alert that we want to print out? Average. Yeah. And if we replace this with F failed. So this is how it's done. Now again, one more thing to note. If I remove sometimes, I mean all the time, all the while, sorry, you don't need to put your alert. Let's say in this scenario, I just remove my default. Still it will work. There you go, it still works. But usually you put a default in there. So this is one example. Let's give another example. Let's consider another example. Let's go out from here. Okay, let's say our name is Peter, my favorite name. Okay. Switch name, you have to use the same variable name, and then the curly brackets. Okay, so let's consider a case with different names. Case Mary, then the colon, alert. Let's say this is a website, right? So I want to pre-record this code for this. So if some user or a shopper comes to your website, then if the name is Mary, the name of the shopper is Mary, then I would alert. It would greet the shopper by saying, hello, Mary. I'm not using caps letters just to save time, but later you can remember your grammar and spelling and all that. Yeah, so alert, hello, Mary, right? Again, break, another case Tom, alert, hello Tom. Yeah, similar, break. Okay, let's say I want to finish it here. So I want to finish this. So I say default alert means if the first two conditions fail, then what do I want to give as the default print out the default result to be printed out? Hello. I want to execute this as a default case. So hello shopper, because I don't know the shopper's name in this scenario. So all I can say is hello shopper, right? Okay. And then give a break. Okay. Save, check out. Hello shopper. Why? Because in this case, I have assigned and allocated a name of Peter, but I have not used it in my alerts. So I have not used it in the task to be executed. So the website has no choice but to fall back to the default scenario, which is alert hello shopper. So I hope you understood until here. Okay. Now let's consider some more examples. where you can, like combine the conditions, club them together. For example, const fruits equals apples, let's say. Yeah, this is one variable you're considering, provided one. Okay, switch, following the same syntax, fruits. Yeah, oh, fruits. Sorry about that. Okay, so case, let's say cherries, alert, love cherries. Yeah, okay, break, then case grapes, here the colon, clump it with other cases which are similar, which are having a similar outcome. So you'll see how case berries. Yeah, and so let's say these two. You can even have third, fourth, but I'm just stopping here. Alert, hate, grapes, and cherries. Oh, sorry, berries. Haha. Yeah, this is the task I want to execute. Print out hate grapes and berries, but I clumped two cases together, case grapes and case berries, because I have the same, for these two arguments I have the same statement or same task to be executed. That's why I put them together and then give a break. Then I give a break. Yeah, and then I give the default alert hate fruits. Haha, that's a great default. So if the first two cases or arguments or conditions fail, does not match the result that I want, then I give the default. Then it will revert back to the default condition, which is I hate fruits. See here. Oh, something went wrong here. Where are you? Alert, somewhere something gone wrong with the syntax highlighting. Cherries, love cherries. Break, case grapes, case berries. Alert, hate grapes and berries. Just trying to debug. Okay, default. Where did I go wrong? Okay, let me see. Syntax error, unexpected. Oh, okay. I think I know where I've gone wrong. Yeah, the spelling of switch by mistake. Yeah, should be fine now. Sorry about that. Uncut after argument list. Okay. Const fruits is apples. Then switch fruits, case cherries, alert, love cherries, break, case grapes, case berries, alert, hate grapes and berries. Why is it so like, okay. And then alert, hate grapes. Oh yes, I know. Totally forgot to put the open and close inverted. So sorry. Should be fine now. Okay. no, this was the one, hate fruits. Yeah, so it fall back to the last option, the default option, because first two are not happening. Why? Because the reason is because I've given the provided variable value of fruits is apples. Nowhere have I mentioned the first argument it's I love cherries, and the second both of the arguments clumped together it's grapes and berries. Yeah, and that one I hate. So I love cherries and I hate grapes and berries. Nothing mentioned about apples, so I hate fruits in that scenario. But if instead of that, if instead of like say, if I would have written here, I love cherries, and then I would have given here cherries. Let's check it out. Then I love cherries. So this would be the result, love cherries. So you know what it means. So it has to abide by the given condition. Given condition is the value of var name is cherries. In const fruits, it's a variable here is cherries. The value is cherries, and the arguments are given, and against the arguments, like what happens is it tallies. It tallies the case of cherries. Fruits is cherries. I love cherries. So obviously the result will be love cherries. Yeah, so that's done. And are we having any more examples? There's a small example which is not so important. What I wanted to say is, supposing I don't give a break, what happens? So I will give you a small example to show you what it feels like. It's not a good idea or a good practice to do without the break. So let's check it out. Var number, saying num stands for number in this case, is say let's say 2, take a short one, yeah, and switch num, let's say switch num, so case 1. So now we see an example which does not use break. Let's take this example. Var number, we call it num for short. Let's say it is 2. So switch num, case 1. Okay, what happens in the first case, that is the first condition or the first argument, alert. So alert, do case 1. Meaning do a task or execute case 1 or do case 1, you can call it whatever, because the first condition is case 1. Now here 1 doesn't stand for the number 1, remember. This whole thing is inside a string, the alert statement. So it is do case 1 means execute case 1, right? So here since we've assigned a number of value of 2 to the number, the numbers and the cases or the arguments will be studied and matched chronologically. So we see how it goes. So when you say case 1, you see what happens. You will see when you see the result, that at that time I will explain. Okay, so alert, do case 1. Yeah, I'm not writing break here. You will find what happens. Case 2, alert, do case 2. Just doing it for short. Ideally you can say execute or carry out, but do is also okay. You can write whatever you like, meaning to execute, to carry out, to implement, whatever you say. So alert case 2 means do this task. Again, match with case 3. So I'm matching with different cases or arguments or conditions. Alert meaning print out. So alert or show the result, show the outcome. Do case 3. So you can see it's happening in it has to happen this way. Yeah. Then lastly case 4. I'm considering case 4 or argument 4 or condition 4, whatever. Alert, I want the outcome as do case 4, let's say. Yeah. Okay, so here after this what I'm supposed to do? Default, right? So default If all this matches, doesn't match, then I had to do the default case. Okay, so alert, do default case. Yeah, okay, check the result, save and check the result. This is the first one's error showing. Do case 2, do case 3, do case 4, do default. So it starts from, as you see in the outcome, from do case 2 onwards. Why? Because see, we have assigned a value of 2 to the number, to the num. Yeah, so what happens is when you're switching, when you're doing the switch case for all these numbers in the chronological order for different cases or different arguments, then it will match against the given provided variable value. So ours is 2. Now case 1 means, do case 1 means obviously it will match up against number value 1. Case 2 will match up against number value 2 in that order. Case 3 will match up against number value 3. Case 4 will match up against number value 4. Default meaning there won't be any matching. It will just say default whatever be the case. So in our case, since we have not written a break, when you don't write a break, this is what happens. It will first match up with the correct, evaluate and match up with the provided value. And then it won't stop, because when you give a break, after matching it will stop and give you the outcome. But since we have not provided break here, it will first match with the right value, and then it will keep on evaluating and matching up with the remaining cases. Remember, it did not alert for case 1 because the right value is case 2. It matched. That's why I started with outcome case 2. Then it did this. The outcome for case 2 is do case 2. So it started with this. It matched up correctly. Do case 2. Then since there's no break, it went on to do case 3, case 4 and default, because there was no break provided. See, as you can see, I show you again. See, do case 2, do case 3, do case 4, do default case. This is what happens when you don't provide the break. We do the same example with a break, and you will see the value of doing with break. See here, for example, I write after do case 1, I will include the break, which is as required, usually advisable break. Then again after the case, after case 2, after case 1, then after case 2, break. Then again after case 3, outcome, break. Again after outcome for case 4, break. Yeah. After default, it's okay. Let's not give a break here. Now let's check. So you can find here it would only show do case 2. After that, no more. Why? Because we provided the break for it to break, to stop. It will stop after matching the case with 2, because the provided value number is 2. So it will match up with that. Done, finished, give the outcome for do case 2. Break, break, break. It won't further mess up. Whereas, if I would have written here 4, it will just show do case 4. That's it. If let's say I give a value of, let's say, 7, it will just show do default case. Why? Because here the provided value is, for the number is 7. none of my arguments given here, none of my conditional statements given here, none of the conditions, or the conditionals or the arguments, case 1 to 4, match up because the value is 7. So in that scenario, it will just refer back to the default case, do the default case. So this is what happens when you do the break, and when you do without the break, and when you do with the break. Yeah. So if no break, remember, it will keep on executing even after the matching the cases. That is the main thing to remember. If you give the break, it will stop after matching the particular case. So you can even consider another example, but I think I have given the clumping. Where did I give the clumping here? Yeah, I've already given. So here, so we have seen different scenarios with break, without break, how it stops with break and how it doesn't stop with break even after matching with the case. Then we have seen here the scenario of cherries, the fruits. What happens is two of the cases have been clumped together. You can even clump 3, 4, how many ever together. And then you are writing this statement. Yeah. So even in that case, what happens? What happens is when you are doing them together, even though you are clumping them together, the outcome has been provided here, and what we will get will depend on the argument and also will depend on the value of the fruits provided, as you have seen. Yeah, so you are allowed to clump it like this in this scenario because I'm clumping the statement for these two together. Yeah, then you have another case where you have the name for the variable name, switch case, where considering a website or an app where users or shoppers are attending, and you can give different greetings, yeah, based on the name. Sometimes when you visit a website, you're surprised, right? Someone says, "Hello Tom, hello Peter." You're like so happy someone is attending to you by name. So this is how they can code. So, but here, as we have seen here, we are using break, and here the default case is hello shopper when they have no more names to match. Yeah, and then we have seen another example of grades or score with different readings for different cases of scores or arguments of different scores, and how it can alert different score ranking based on this switch statement. Yeah. So this is also, I want you to practice based on these examples. You can practice some more, change the value here and there, change the different conditions, clump them together, do it with break, without break, and different scenarios. Then you will find how you can work upon this syntax, and this is the only way to remember. Don't try to by heart, try to practice. You can use the same code file. You can practice it on CodePen or JSitter, the code files that I've used. I'll be also including the source code here. So you can practice in the same, you can open up an account in one of those CodePen or JSitter, and then you can practice, or you can also use Replit or any other code files, online code platforms, because you're a beginner, and then you can keep practicing there. Maybe I'll make another tutorial on different editors and cloud editors that you can use, because it's preferable that you use a ready-made cloud editor rather than complicated tools, because I believe for beginners it's much better. And even now, even experienced people are going on cloud editors because it's so much more easier. The memory, it doesn't burn up the memory or storage area of your computer. I use mostly cloud editors because I don't have much of storage space on my computer, so because of the burnout I prefer to use cloud. There are lots of advanced ones also which I use, so maybe I'll make one of those tutorials on that. If you have any question on that, you can mention in the comment section, and any question on this tutorial also you can comment in the comment section. If I would also, in the meanwhile, I'd like to thank those who have subscribed to this channel. And if you really want to learn JavaScript and front-end development really nicely from scratch until the end, then you've come to the right place. Then remember to subscribe so that you can really kind of graduate from a beginner level to the end level, until which you can do quite well. So see you in my next lesson. Stay subscribed, stay safe, smash the subscribe button. Bye. See you in the next lesson.